And we are live. No Chill Live. 127. We back.
Back in town.
Yes, sir. We back from our Thanksgiving break. You know, we went home for the holidays. But, you know, we got Julian here. We got Bryan here.
You.
And we got Troy.
Let's go. Let's go. I haven't heard this in a minute. It's been a while.
Yeah, shout out to J. Cole. Friday Night Lights.
A little throwback. I like that.
Hell yeah. How was your Thanksgiving, man?
Listen, I have no complaints. Shout out to the Spears, Repollet, and Reyes families. We did it up. We had a good time. I threw down, made my ham. Worked with Nat. We fried up some empanadas. We had, all the staples that we talked about the last time we were here live with everybody. Make sure you follow, subscribe on all platforms. Anywhere that you catch your live content, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. Don't forget the podcast, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Yeah, Thanksgiving was great. What about yours?
That's dope, yo. Got it.
Hey.
But I'm going home for the holidays. Okay.
Don't get me excited with the chorus now. We can turn up in here.
We are turned up here, man. I had a great Thanksgiving. Very laid back. Shout out to my mom. My dad cooked up the turkey. My mom cooked up everything else. Oh yeah, Adelson cooked up. Jenna baked. Everyone did everything except for me.
I was about to say where I haven't heard Julian's name here yet.
I brought the wine and the weed, but we all contributed in our own ways, man. Troy, how was your Thanksgiving, bro?
My Thanksgiving was great. I just stopped by, my fiance's family, my mom's side, my dad's side. But, that's three Thanksgiving plates that I got to eat during that day, and it was great.
That's awesome.
That sounds good, man. That sounds really good. 3 plates in a day, three meals. You can't complain with that.
No complaints.
Did you have the to-go container with you, or you used the foil, the saran wrap? What was your go-to for the go plates?
We had those styrofoam plates. My grandma, she keeps them stacked, so she probably had about 50, and then everyone's just stocking them up. I think I left with 3 of them.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
Except for the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was so full from Thursday that I pretty much stayed in the whole rest of the weekend. I went out a little bit on Friday, tried to do a little bit of shopping, went over to Short Hills, and no, the prices and the sales, quote unquote, they were not hitting.
This is Black Friday you went out?
On Friday. We went out in the afternoon. We got out there around 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Black Friday is not the same, man. It's not what it used to be. People are not getting
killed. No, nobody's getting trampled in Walmart anymore. It's fucked up.
For real. People used to get trampled, fist fighting, grandmothers for that big screen TV, waiting outside. People would skip Thanksgiving with their families to wait outside for some new Jordans, but the whole spirit's done, man. Now Amazon, they got Friday football, man.
Yeah,
bro, I watched Friday football and I saw one of the worst things I've ever seen. Yo, the Jets defense, they tried so hard to keep them in the game, man, against the Miami Dolphins.
Spin them all season, man. All season long.
And they get an interception, man. They get an interception with 2 seconds left in the half. And they're getting the ball back. So it's like, okay, now it's time to either take the lead, put some points on the board. They throw a Hail Mary. An interception on the 1 yard line. Troy, how the fuck does this get returned all the way for a touchdown before halftime?
It's the Jets, man. This is the same thing. They have terrible luck in these big games. The butt fumble was on, I think, Thanksgiving. This was the Hail Mary, they're calling it, which
Hail
watching
Mary.
it, I felt like I was in hell, so that's appropriate.
Wow,
Damn.
that was sad. That was
That's tragic.
I was like, this game is over.
That's a real shame. That is a real shame.
But yeah, they had all the Black Friday Amazon commercials during the football game. So it's like all online shopping nowadays.
Yeah, dude, it really was, because we went out to the malls. I think we maybe got 3 things. And then we came home. We're like, oh, let's look online and see if there's any sales. why were all the sales online and we over here mad? Like, shit is starting to sell out at this point. We're like, why do we waste time going to the mall? How could we be so stupid?
For real, what is this, the 90s,
I don't know. I woke up early, like made some coffee, made some breakfast, and I was like, you know what? Let's go out to the mall this afternoon. Why not?
Damn.
Worst decision ever.
Yeah.
They won't get me again. They won't.
Oh man, I feel you. I went Black Friday shopping one time with my family, and I was like, never again. We went to the outlets, the shore outlets, and ended up with nothing. At least you got some items. So
yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything to write home about. It was some matching pajamas that I did not want, but that somebody wanted.
Wait. Are these matching like Christmas pajamas?
They're not even. That's the thing. They're not even Christmas pajamas. They're like blue plaid.
Oh shit! Yo,
but they were $12.99 in like Bloomingdale's, so
nice.
you can't go wrong with that.
Shout out to Bloomingdale's.
That's right.
I don't fuck with Nordstrom anymore, so I love Bloomingdale's. But
I feel you.
Yeah, man. So will we be getting Christmas cards this year from you in the matching pajamas or Instagram posts? Or we not?
No.
We won't see it.
I doubt it. I would be very surprised.
Not from your page.
No, definitely not. I haven't posted it in like 2 years.
For real, you got to do more in 2024. Yeah,
I do.
Yo,
I
Troy,
need to set up the automatic post.
Yeah, you got to just do it, man. Troy, would you ever do the matching pajamas, and have you ever done it?
Yeah, I think I've done it. Shannon's parents, every year we do Christmas Eve at their place, so she buys us all Christmas pajamas. So they do kind of like the colors will match. Mine will be like something Star Wars or something nerdy, and those will be something like girly or something. But no, I don't think I would ever like post it out, like send it on like a postcard or anything. But I'll do it in the house.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel like you got to have like at least one kid. And dogs and cats do not count as kids. I hate those people that do the holiday card, and it's literally like them and their partner and then the dog. I'm like, fuck this, man. Why are you wasting postage to send this bullshit?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Leave your pets out of your holiday cards. That's animal abuse, bro. Like, come on. It's ridiculous. And like to get a matching pajama set is corny enough to dress your dog or cat up. That's just sad, man. It's not a child. We need to end that. So
they be having the whole outfits, the bow tie for the dog and shit, like the little antlers and stuff that make them look like a reindeer. They got all types of stuff.
Oh man, too much, man. That's a pit bull. That's not no goddamn reindeer. Oh my god!
Shout out to all the pit bull owners out there.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Let us know, how was your Thanksgiving? Was there any family drama? I know we dropped our Thanksgiving clip as well. We were anticipating some stuff, so let us know, guys. And also, DM us if you ever want to join in or call in today. If you guys hear any topic you want to chime in on, let us know in the comments. We can set up a phone call.
Definitely.
We're always looking to hear from you guys. Did you guys go Black Friday shopping? Let us know. Yeah, man, Black Friday shopping is definitely changed because people back in the day, they got trampled, they got punched, they got shanked, man. And this Black Friday, man, only one person got shanked, and that was Derek Chauvin.
Woo-hoo! Hit that round of applause.
He's applauding. A man getting stabbed.
That's right.
Yeah, man. They said Happy Shanksgiving, Derek.
How long you been holding that one?
Just a few hours. But yeah, man, I've never seen a news alert for someone getting shanked in prison. But yeah, Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer convicted of murdering George Floyd, was stabbed by another inmate and seriously injured on Black Friday at a federal prison in Arizona. A person familiar with the matter told the Associated Press. Now, I didn't know that things like this were reported as news. He did survive this stabbing. What did you think when you saw this headline, man?
Better luck next time.
Better luck for whom?
His attackers. Like,
damn.
Listen, I you know what? Let me stop. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, that sucks. And that's pretty much it. And then I started to dwell on it a little bit more, and I was like, you know what? He's going to have a long life of having to fend this off.
Yeah.
And I think it's deserved. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. They said that basically the attack happened in Tucson, at the federal correction facility he's at. It's medium security, and they've been plagued with security lapses and staffing shortages. The person who talked about it wasn't even supposed to say anything, so of course they wanted to be anonymous. But apparently this happened around 12:30 local time Friday.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, like I wonder who did it, but this is just kind of normal stuff in prisons. I remember, I told the story a couple of years ago on the show about, me going on a high school trip to jail, a county jail, and before we went inside the jail, they passed around like 12 baggies of these shanks that were made from like toothbrushes and other things and sporks. And they were like, oh, yeah, this is what we collected in the past, like, week. And I was like, the past week? And that's county jail, man.
That's a weapons factory right there.
For real. And I'm like, you're sending us in there? And, of course, we went in and, we didn't get to explore much because, someone, a disgruntled employee kind of went through security with a gun. And they had to lock down the whole prison. So we were just stuck in some...
While you were there, that's crazy. That is nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, these people get stabbed in prison all the time. It's awful, but a lot of people were celebrating this. Do you think America is bloodthirsty?
I think America at times really wishes there was a death penalty in all these states.
Was there not a death penalty in Minnesota?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. But apparently this is like the second high-profile stabbing that's happened in the last 5 months. The other one was Larry Nassar.
I didn't even know Larry Nassar got... Well, I don't remember. Did we talk about that here?
No, I don't think we did.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that.
He got stabbed at a federal prison in Florida.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, they say the top people, who are targets in prison are like people who fuck with children. So
yeah,
that's not too surprising.
That is true. And he has hundreds of victims. So
yeah. Ugh.
Nasty stuff. So thoughts and prayers. Slow recovery for Derek Chauvin. And yeah, good
luck, bro, on the rest of your time there. I don't know. Would you rather, if you were him, would you rather be like isolated and just kind of like by yourself so you felt safe, or would you rather be in general pop? Because I don't know, for me, like, I'd like alone time, but they say being in solitary really makes you lose your mind, and it's very inhumane. But I don't know, man. Could you even think about that?
I feel like for somebody in his position, they say once you go in jail, and I have no experience in this, so if I'm incorrect, streets, please do not be upset. But they say that you've got to like pick your clique pretty soon as you get in there. Assuming this guy is going with the white supremacists, which doesn't necessarily help him because he's a former cop and he killed a black guy. So he's already got a target on him. It's like 2 times the targets. Plus you got to join the white supremacists. So it's just not, it don't sound good.
I mean, I feel like he was already a white supremacist, but I don't know. Like
that I don't know, but didn't they say it was racially motivated or something since he knew George Floyd?
I don't know, man.
I tried to.
2020 was a dark time.
It was, but crazy. It's almost like 3.5 years ago.
Shit, it's almost 4 years ago, man. 2024 is days away.
Yeah,
it's nuts. So you bring up having to pick sides, man. I feel like you're racially ambiguous, man. Do you feel like that'd be an advantage if you got locked up?
Probably not. Because then you're gonna get called all kinds of things. I would have like the Latinos that want me to join their gang. I'm like, I know I might look like some of you, but I don't. That's not my ancestry. The black people are gonna be like, you got to prove you black. Like, I don't know. The white supremacists, they're gonna be like, he's bald, but he's a little too dark. It's just and. I'm not Muslim, so yeah. I don't know where I would go. I would try to stay by myself, but I don't think it would last too long.
Yeah, it's not a good strategy being on your own.
And listen, you find out you're going to jail, you better start doing some crazy working out. Like, you were going to the gym, spending the rest of your money on a private trainer so you can bulk up and be able to protect yourself.
Yeah. Protect yourself from getting shanked and getting raped. Like, jail is terrible, yo.
Yeah.
I want no parts of jail.
Keep the phone books at the ready. Give some cigarettes so you can get some tape and tape it up. You're gonna be good.
I'm definitely joining a gang if I go to prison. You have to adapt to the environment.
And listen, you got your cornrows. You halfway there. You got the tats too. Like, it's just long sleeves right now.
This motherfucker stereotyping me on our show.
Listen.
Oh God.
I'm just saying, you don't have to do too much to fit in.
Bro, you can fit it. You could be an Israeli or a Palestinian, man. You could do both.
Oh man, that is true. That is true.
Yeah, man, that war is going crazy. I know they've had a ceasefire the past couple of days. Do you think that they'll be able to extend this, indefinitely? I know a lot of hostages have been released. It seems like, okay, a break in all the horrors, has been good. Do you think it's going to last?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to really believe that this is more than just, an attempt to swap different hostages and things like that, give a bit of a break between this conflict right now. And then based on everything that Israel has said, they want to flatten the Gaza Strip and make sure they never forget this and all that kind of crazy stuff. So I'm hoping that they can come to some sort of resolution. But unfortunately, I feel like any resolution that happens is not going to be in the favor of the Palestinian people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm glad that at least the killings of, women and children has been paused. Seems like they're at some weird halftime of the war. But I don't know. And I'm just curious, how do you think this is going to impact the election next year? Because a lot of people have been calling out the president, Joe Biden. A lot of people on the left have been really upset with, him supporting Israel and sending them weapons and money over the last month or almost 2 months at this point. People have been very outspoken. He was pretty aggressive in his stance. I feel like in the last week, he's been trying to, be like, okay, we need to chill out a little bit. But do you think that there's any going back for Joe Biden at this point? Because it seems like a lot of people are pissed off at him.
I mean, I think that he's in a tough spot because in one side of things, obviously, the U.S. and Israel have been best buds for a very long time. Yeah. And you don't want to necessarily be the president to change that, given the fact that the Jewish community has a lot of campaign funds that they end up giving to our politicians. And a lot of power in other positions and things like that. So, and
the strategic, influence that they have in the Middle East. They're at in the Middle East. They're our biggest ally there. The United States feels good having them secure and sending them.
It's
all
like our
weapons.
Only ally there.
Yes.
So
exactly.
That's what happens when you want to pretend to be a Christian nation and also hate the Muslims at the same time. So I don't know. I think he did ask for another $100 billion in funding for Israel and Ukraine, and also for Taiwan or something like that to counter China. So
that's a wild package right there. What?
I mean, it seems like we're just funding all these different conflicts right now.
They need to add me in that package.
You would think that the American people might fall somewhere in there, but no, none of this is for us. So I don't know. That's my long answer to say I don't know. Yeah. I can't imagine that it's going to be something that, hey babe, they definitely talk about at length throughout the debates and stuff over the next year, but it's not like the Republicans are on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why I think he's kind of screwed. I feel like this is really going to screw him over, because I feel like he had the public's, people were mostly okay and cool with funding the Ukraine. Some people were critical of that money, but I feel like for the most part, people could understand it from a humanitarian standpoint of, okay, these people are being bombed and attacked.
I'm critical.
Yeah, but on the other side of it, when we see women and children being bombed, and we're funding that, it's kind of hard to ignore. And he's gonna be the scapegoat when it comes down to it because, hey, he's the president. He's the one, pretty much saying we need to. He the first statement he made on this situation, he spout out misinformation saying they were cutting babies' heads off. So, he kind of really stepped into it. And he really hasn't let off. So I think this is just going to be something else that will, make people hesitant to come out and vote for him. I feel like last time in 2020, people were charged up. They had a reason to go vote for him. If people just stay home who were supporting him, he's not going to win. That's why I find it really detrimental.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we came up here a few weeks ago and I was like, oh, did y'all vote? Because I forgot to vote. And none of us voted. So clearly that means that there's something going on where people are not motivated right now or not interested in politics. I don't know. They got a lot of work to do in the course of the next year.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Do you think the White House smells like a nursing home?
Yeah.
No, I was literally just thinking that because when you were like, oh, he said they're cutting off babies' heads, I was like, that's crazy. It sounds like he has something wrong with him. And then it made me think of just a nursing home.
Bro, did you see Joe Biden's birthday cake? That shit looked like a ball of fire. They put 81 candles.
I don't know why they would do that. I don't know why they would do that. There's been a fire in the White House before and they had to rebuild that shit. Don't do it again.
Oh my God. They had to get rid of the old people smell. So it's all related.
Those were scented candles.
Shout out to Biden, turned 81. The end of Scorpio season. Now it's Sagittarius season.
It's so nasty. 81-year-old president running the country brings in $35 trillion a year. Let's pick an 81-year-old.
Yeah, he's going to be holding on until he's 86. That's his plan. I think that's what he's campaigning on. Oh man, one man who's not running for president, thank God, next year is Mark Cuban.
I mean, that's what they say, but
I thought that's what he said. That's what I saw the headline.
I saw that headline too, but this is weird, isn't it?
What's weird? I don't know.
All right, so basically, Mark Cuban has decided to sell a majority share of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, he's owned the team for how long?
Since 2000.
Yeah, since 2000, 23 years.
Yeah, man, he bought the team for $285 million.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. This is, I don't even know the percentage on that return, but it's nuts.
It's a lot.
So he's selling his stake for reportedly $3.5 billion. Yeah, that's a bomb. That's a bomb. And he's still going to retain some of the shares of the team and basketball operations.
Wow. And the rights to punish Kyrie if he says or does anything wrong.
Yes, that too. That too. Now, the other interesting thing is Miriam, who is the billionaire widow and heiress of Sheldon Adelson. She has this whole casino empire in Vegas and stuff. She's the one that's going to be buying it. Her net worth is $32 billion, and she's the 5th richest woman in the world. Big bag.
Damn.
Big bag. So they're saying that if a gambling bill passes in Texas, she's going to build a casino in Dallas. This sounds like a crazy setup for her.
A flip.
This sounds crazy.
Bro, they made all that money from gambling. And also, I just want to say, I can't escape fucking gambling. And I know I complained about this a bunch of times. But it's really ridiculous. It's changing the way people view and consume sports. And now that ESPN is ESPN Bet. It's gross. So I feel like she's going to flip this into something we can't even imagine, bro. These billionaires are the ones who are behind all these tricks, man.
It's nasty. And there's a lot of weird stuff around like the way these lines are moving and how like strategic they are and how teams are literally like 1 point away from the line and then something will happen and then the house gets everybody's money. It's very shady. But I agree with you. It is fucking everywhere. It's inescapable right now. Yeah. And it didn't really hit me just how pervasive it is until I listened to the JBP today, Joe Budden podcast. And the Joe Budden podcast, for anybody that doesn't know, has never had ads ever. They maybe like briefly they had some where they like talked about some random shit, but that was years ago. They haven't had any ads since. Today, just randomly, they start talking about the over under and who's gonna get how many catches and yards and shit like that. And you can place your bets on this platform. I was mind blown. I could not believe it. Live right in the middle of their show.
Yeah. Yeah, they're paying big money. I knew it when I saw Jamie Foxx in a fucking commercial. I was like, God damn, they're spending money. So, we actually talked about this. We put a clip out months ago, and we talked about Drake and his bets that he posted. Someone, commented, shout out to them, and they told us, okay, like, because I was saying that Drake, that's house money he's playing with. And the person confirmed it, and he was just like, oh, we don't know. But they said that they used to work for a gambling company, and they actually have money set aside for people, sponsorships to play with. And, it's not really Drake's money he's losing. It's like a part of the whole deal to promote, which makes a lot of sense. So, I was just watching the movie Casino. Shout out to Scorsese, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci, man. It's one of my favorites. Have you seen it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's one of, there's like 3 of those movies. Yeah. Casino, Goodfellas, there's another couple from like that time period.
Yeah, it's been so long since I watched that movie, and I just watched it on Sunday, man. It's like over 3 hours long, but man,
God forbid you catch it on AMC.
Oh my God, 5 hours.
Yeah,
commercials,
fucking nuts.
But yeah, man, it just really like watching it now, but everything gambling and knowing that shit was illegal back then outside of Vegas, and seeing how widespread it is today, it's amazing, man. It's crazy how the world has changed just in the last couple of years. So, I feel like he cashed out, but yeah, this lady's already worth $32 billion. So why not invest in, legalized gambling in Texas if it happens? And, it definitely is shady. What do you think about having an owner who's vested in gambling? Does that make you really question people's decisions? I mean, we know the Mavs are shady because they sat all their stars out to not, lose the draft pick last year. And, people do shady shit all the time. Is this a conflict of interest to have someone have a stake in gambling and also be the owner of a sports team?
Well, they did say that she's going to have to sell her like $2 billion stake in one of those casinos in Vegas in order to take control of the Mavs. But I mean, if they legalize it in Texas, then she's just going to build a casino. So it's like, I don't understand how this works.
I would think it is a scam.
I would think it is a conflict of interest. But at the same time, like, how do you really think that owners are trying to convince their players like, oh, only score this many points or only do like, that's crazy.
It sounds crazy, but I don't know if the owner has a vested interest. I feel like it could be a reality. Troy, like, how do you think this is going to impact sports over the next decade?
I think it's going to have a huge impact, and I don't see how there's not going to be a lot more controversy in the next 5-10 years with you always see sketchy stuff like you were saying, the over and under and stuff. I think it's inevitable, unfortunately.
That, or when you have players that randomly get ejected or for dumb shit, or this player caught the ball but then the ref said it was out of bounds, but the video replay clearly says it was inbounds.
Exactly.
That literally just happened this weekend for the Houston Texans or something.
Yeah.
It's hard to trust that this shit is on the up and up when everything is sponsored by DraftKings. This flag was sponsored by FanDuel. Oh, really?
You're right. I don't know. I hope that they figure out a way to kind of regulate this stuff, but
Now they're all in on it.
It's going to be slow. Like they're not going to be able to catch up to it before there's a lot of shady shit that happens. And that is for sure.
The media's not going to report on it when they're like they have an interest in it too. ESPN bet they're going to snitch on themselves. It just seems like, I don't know. It seems like everything's right in our face. I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah. A lot of people are going to be selling. I did think it's crazy. He sold for what, 3.5 billion, and he bought it for 200 something million, 20 something years. Rich get richer.
That's a crazy come up. So New York online sports books actually hit an all-time high in both handle and revenue in October. And this is from the New York State Gaming Commission. They said that in total, licensed operators collected $2 billion in handle, the first time to reach that watermark in the market's 22 months of being legalized. They said it represents a 14% growth on the prior month and 30% on October of 2022.
Damn.
That's a big increase.
That's big money, man.
Yeah.
That's big money. And, you know, the NBA, they're giving players big money for this in-season tournament, man. $500K for all the winning players and coaches.
That's nice, man. That's really good. Yeah. And it makes it competitive. I like that. That's what they should have been doing for the All-Star game.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be in Vegas, you know, something that I feel like is also related to the gambling shit. Clearly, you know.
Plus that new arena that they've got.
The Sphere?
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it in the Sphere, though.
Oh, they're
it's
not?
Like the T-Mobile Center. I thought it was too, but it's disappointing. Yeah. But yeah, they're, you know, so the in-season tournament, I think no one knew the rules. But we learned as we went along.
Even though they've been telling us every single chance they get, the commentator, you got Doris Burke over here trying to explain every single aspect of it. Oh, point differential is so important. You got to play till the last whistle, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck you.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. I'd be tuning Doris Burke out, yo. I don't listen to nothing she says.
Oh, I like Doris. You don't think her commentary is good?
No, not as a Knicks fan. She gets on my nerves.
Oh,
like,
that's fair.
Honestly,
that's fair.
And you know, I'm not gonna get into her. Like, I just rather watch MSG sometimes. But yeah, the Knicks did, you know, get into the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. You know, I went to the game. You know, Abby got us tickets. Shout out to you, babe. And look, man, just wanted to shout out the New York Knicks.
Oh, New York forever.
Forever, man. Do you know the parade that's going to happen if they fucking win the in-season tournament, the New York Knicks?
They're not going to have a parade, but I understand your sentiment right now.
Who's not going to have a parade? We will make a parade.
The only parade that's happening is the Christmas parade in a month from now.
That will be the Knicks parade if they win this. You don't understand, man. You know, shout out to the New York Knicks. They made it, man. Top 4 in the East.
Yes, they did.
I'm excited for it as a fan. Like I was saying, you know, we don't really understand it, but you would want your team to be in it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited to see the Knicks play the Bucks in the quarterfinals. I actually got it here, so it looks like on the East it's Knicks versus Bucks, then Pacers versus the Celtics. I would look forward to a Bucks versus Celtics matchup. See a little pre-Eastern Conference Finals thing.
Well, pump your brakes.
I'm sorry, not trying to premeditate the murder gonna happen, but we'll see.
Yeah, you gotta relax. Are you even officially a Bucks fan? Do you say that?
So I'm not officially a Bucks fan yet because I still haven't gotten my jersey. I'm trying to wait for them to come out with like one more colorway.
Haven't been initiated yet? You haven't like hunted a deer or I don't know what the hell Bucks.
I have eaten venison before. Venison is phenomenal if anybody's had venison before. But no, I have not shot a deer and eaten its bleeding heart yet.
Okay.
But hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
You don't identify yet. Also, I just want to shout out that we're not doing a gender reveal today, guys. This is totally a coincidence. With the blue and pink.
It is a coincidence. Listen, man, I got my long johns on. It's brick outside.
Yeah.
It is cold.
It's cold as shit.
But West Coast is Lakers and Suns, and then the Kings and Pelicans. Some good matchups. All playoff teams.
Yeah.
except for maybe the Pacers. I don't know.
They might be this year though. They've looked good outside of getting blown out by Boston like by 50 points earlier this season. But I don't think Porzingis is back yet. So we'll see. I feel like, as a Knicks fan, the Bucks game was super close. The first one, I don't think RJ was playing. So we'll see what happens. Do you know that the one cool part about the in-season tournament is like ESPN and TNT like analyst crews, they're going to be working together.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. It was really dope. Really dope. Shaq and Reggie going at it.
It already started? I didn't realize
it started yesterday.
Oh, shit.
It was great. It was really good. Shaq, it was so funny. Reggie started off giving Shaq mad props, and then Shaq just started shitting all over Reggie.
That's definitely ESPN versus TNT. Like ESPN is like they try to play nice. TNT,
but then Reggie caught up. He was like, "Oh, word, that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna start throwing shade too." But it was really entertaining. It definitely was.
Love a good crossover.
Yeah,
no pun intended. But yeah, I'm excited to see the teams work together. Maybe Stephen A. Smith, working with Charles Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. He's been working with Shannon Sharpe on First Take, but he's been doing a lot just with Molly and another co-host, Kimberly Martin.
Yeah.
And I wasn't familiar with Kimberly Martin. I don't watch First Take on the regular, but I did catch this montage of Stephen A. talking sexy to his female co-workers publicly, man.
He's been talking crazy, man. He's been talking crazy. He's definitely got this tone. Let's give it a listen and see what
Yeah, we talk about him every week, man. He's been different this year since he did the new podcast.
Yo, since he got Shannon over there, he tried to step up his game.
I just want to state that.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that?
You'd be surprised what it would do for you. A lot of people would gravitate to that.
Why do you have to say it in that tone though? Like why do you have to like have
I feel like people gravitate to me just that.
My tone.
Why don't you agree with that? Like it's like the like sexy voice comes out.
Which is not
what is that?
Well, first of all, in my opinion, when I'm not yelling, my voice is always sexy. That's number one. Number two,
like, what does this have to do with sports?
This is daytime television.
A few minutes ago, doggy, she FaceTimed me to quiet down. Don't speak until I'm spoken to. Okay, then I quiet down, and now she's getting on me about that.
Yo, he's definitely in a new phase of his career, man. He also stopped one of his segments to call out his friends who were texting him. He goes,
let's get
to the
out of the way first.
Oh, I was gonna play it.
Yeah.
Or like a purple. What color is that on the screen? Because the lighting.
I mean, I will say both of them are probably the most attractive
royal blue. Okay.
female
Very
hosts
nice
on like
fingernails
these
older than
daytime
me,
shows
but everything else
for
is
sure.
very nice.
Nothing
Why am I
about
bringing
me
this
is
up, man?
ordinary
Don't
boo-boo.
so-
Molly's been bad for
Stay with me.
10 years.
It's getting on my damn nerves for you and Molly. Gary, Money Mark, Rodney. I'm looking at my other names here. Chris. Stop drooling over Molly and Kim. They all right. I'm just talking to my boys. They're getting on my nerves. They're texting me during the show, talking about how phenomenally gorgeous
He's hating.
these two women are. I'm sick of it. They all right.
They both single.
Women, okay? To my boys, shut the hell up and focus on the debate element of the show and stop drooling.
Look at Molly hunting for her next husband.
Who are the other people? I want to give them a shout.
Listen.
Oh my God, yo, that shit. Like, is he just have full control over the show these days? Like, is that what's going on at First Take? I when I used to watch it was not like that.
Listen, that's the vibe I've been getting, and he was talking like that all summer. Like even when he was recruiting Shannon and stuff, doing some guest spots, and even on his podcast, the way he's talked about First Take is that this is his show. He talked about Max Kellerman. He said, I needed to get Max off of my show. He was not meshing with me. He was not entertaining the viewers, and he had to go. When he talked about the way that he gave up money so that other people could retain their jobs, like he's been talking that boss shit. So I just don't want him to play with fire. Like he's getting older. Maybe he's getting a little comfortable the way he's been talking to the ladies on the show. Don't get too far ahead of yourself, Stephen A.
What do you think about him using his sexy voice? Pause. And do you think that's valid? Because he says he thinks his voice is always sexy.
But what do they want him to do? You want him to sit up there and start yelling at the women? Like,
there's other alternatives, man. It's not like, oh, be creepy, sexy voice or be screaming at someone.
Listen,
like,
all I'm saying is if we get a lady in here as a guest and my voice changed, don't say nothing. Don't call me out for that shit.
I'm not Molly, man. I'm also not Stephen A. Yo. I think it's fucked up him naming names of people he wants to cock block on live in the air.
Yeah. But I mean, the most specific one was when he was like Marley Marl. Like somebody's gonna know who that is.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know what he's on, but hey, he's been more entertaining this year than in years past. So
yeah, for sure.
I think it's funny. I would feel really uncomfortable if I was one of the women or anyone bringing that type of attention to me at work. I don't want to ever people are trying to bang me. Like we try to talk about sports, man.
But he makes comments like that regularly about Molly.
Yeah.
He does.
And we talked about those rumors. When she got the divorce from Jalen Rose, we
did talk about that.
Do you think that was real? Because I don't know.
I would like to believe that he's smart enough not to do that, but they definitely have the tension. And it's not like she ain't no spring chicken. Like she's kind of in his ballpark. Like let's say Stephen A is almost 60 years old. Molly's like 45 plus.
Yeah, I mean, but they've been working together for a while, probably
for a long time,
a decade.
Friends,
work husbands, work wives. We know what happens. We talked about the highest cheating industries before, but
Molly works out. She looked like she in shape. She might want.
She looks great.
Be stepmama to one of his kids or something. I don't know.
Shout out to Molly. If you want to start working with Stephen A, you can always come here.
Molly, we would love to have you as guest.
Yeah.
Just to talk about your journey. I mean, you were a pioneer, an icon in the sports world, and we'd love to have you up here.
Yeah.
Come join us.
Come join us. You can sit on this couch or sit on my face. But
see, you just
I ruined it. Oh damn. I don't know, man, because she works with Shannon Sharpe, and he does the he does the podcast with Ocho Cinco now.
Shannon been going crazy. I wish I'm mad I didn't think to add that clip in here. This man the other night,
him talking about Meg Thee Stallion. I got the clip.
You have it?
I got it. I played the audio, man. So Chad's been trying to hook up Shannon Sharpe with different women. We talked about him trying to hook him up with Yvonne Orji. Mm-hmm. This time Meg Thee Stallion's name got brought up, and this is what he had to say.
I be on them diamonds, Ocho. So leave me alone.
Hey, listen, can I ask you a question? You be talking about that diamond. I don't think that's really gonna work. That's the point of her name. The point of her being a stallion. It supersedes anything that you're saying.
I know she needs good.
Are you scared?
No, but hey, I understand, Ocho. My grandpa used to say, boy, they can look down longer than you can look up. They look up longer than you can look down. You know what I'm saying, Ocho? But hey,
yes, sir.
I have a stretch out like a quarter to 3.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying, Ocho? Don't play with me. Ocho, you better stop playing with me, Ocho. Huh? Bad bleed.
Oh my God.
Yo, I didn't. So
he said, hold on.
Man, Ocho.
He said,
I have a stretch out like a quarter to 3.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying, Ocho? Don't play with me.
Man,
Ocho, you better stop playing with me, Ocho.
When he said that.
That's that old man shit. Like they be having some slick shit to say. That's years of experience right there.
Bro, I had to look at a clock when he said quarter to 3 to see what this man was talking about, and that's some nasty shit, man.
They be wildin'. They listen. It is very entertaining. I listen to them every once in a while, and I gotta say they're doing a great job.
You like that content? Oh, that's great job, guys.
It's just hilarious. Like they really genuinely talk about the game for like quite a while when they do their late night show, and then at a certain point the conversation just shifts literally to a late night show, and it's entertaining. It is entertaining. But when he said that shit about they can look up longer than I can look down, that's crazy.
Bro, I haven't even put. I'm not. I still don't understand that, and I'm not trying to even put it together. I swear to God.
Shannon has been. I feel like him and Stephen A. They both having a great time. They feel liberated from the white man. That's what it is.
It's some diamonds, yo. Yeah,
talking about Meg the Stallion like that though. But I mean,
people found that to be distasteful on the internet, man. I mean, she's a public figure. She's a grown woman. But Shannon, I don't know. He's been letting loose the last couple of months, I feel like, with his comments. I feel like Ocho Cinco, he really gets a kick out of like bringing out this side of him. And he be encouraging it. I mean,
he does
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard Ocho Cinco and Tio talking about orgies together. So I feel like, I don't know. You think he might be getting Shannon into some trouble? And because he has a job at ESPN. Do you think he might be making it hot for your boy Shannon Sharpe?
I don't know. I mean, Stephen A., his comments about the women, it's literally in the workplace. Like, that's a platform that's not owned by him, even if he does run it as the producer and like chief
but
artist
he don't
or whatever.
Say nothing like that, though.
No, he don't say nothing crazy like that. But it's definitely got sexual tensions there in some of the things that he's saying. Now, this is Club Shay Shay. As Shay will clearly tell you at the beginning of the show, he is the sole proprietor of Club Shay Shay. It is his business, and he can do what he wants. He can do what he wants. But, I mean, with regards to people thinking it's distasteful, Meg the Stallion is like 28, 29 years old. She's almost 30 years old. Shannon is, 50, 55. I don't see the problem. She's a grown woman. Like, I could understand if she was like 20, 21 and people are like, oh my God, like that's so nasty, blah, blah, blah. She's like barely legal, like something crazy like that. But nah, she's been in the industry for a number of years now. She's been to she's a grown woman.
Yeah. What'd you think about her ex's diss track against her? Pardi. He put out a diss track against Megan the person. While we were away. Did you get a chance to listen to it?
I did listen to it. I thought it was good. Honestly, I like the way that he put the lyrics together. I will say his cadence is a little bit juvenile and needs a little bit of work and maturity in his delivery. But I thought it was entertaining.
I never want to hear that man rap again.
Yeah,
personally, but
I can understand that. I was more entertained by the content, though.
Yeah. I whatever. It was what it was.
I thought between the two of their songs, hers was definitely better.
Yeah, her song was better, and I don't want to ever hear this man talk shit when he has multiple tattoos of her on his body. He got feminist tattooed all across his chest. This man was simping over her all over the internet for like 2 years. He was boyfriend goals for all the sad women out there who are worshiping him. And now he's acting like, a bitter ex. But hey, it is what it is. A lot of people be the bitter ex. Breakups are hard. And even when, public couples, they try to save face like Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert, when the dirty details come out of their divorce, it looks a little bit different because, Teyana Taylor, she went out of her way to be like, oh, infidelity did not have had no impact on our separation, blah, blah, blah. But, the divorce papers came out a week ago showing a little bit different, man. They leaked out and she was upset. But in the documentation, Teyana Taylor is accusing her husband, Iman Shumpert, of being involved in multiple cheating scandals and being extremely emotionally and mentally abusive towards her. These documents were obtained by TMZ last week. The singer cited that their 7-year marriage is broken, and in the legal papers they filed in Georgia. She had previously announced that they were separated for a while, as I said before. But she said that infidelity did not play a factor in their split. But behind the scenes, she was saying that she felt embarrassed and humiliated and accused Shumpert of cruel treatment, narcissistic behavior, and being jealous of her career and fame throughout the years. She said that he would even get like upset when photographers would ask him to step aside to take pictures of her when they were out in public. She was upset that these documents got leaked. She said, it is very heartbreaking that someone would take out time to make such a private matter public for the world to see. However, protecting my family is one thing that I've always done, and for my children, I will continue to do. Please, if y'all love y'all play nieces, Junie and Rue, like y'all have shown, please allow myself and my family some privacy to resolve this matter in peace. Love y'all. So she's trying to respond in, a positive manner. Obviously, she is hurt that this got leaked, but what do you make of these claims, man? Like,
I mean, first, I hope that they're both going to be in a better place after the separation. But I will say, if she is contradictory in her relationship the way that she was in public, I could understand maybe just a small piece of their problems.
What do you mean contradictory?
I mean, she said that their infidelity wasn't a reason for them to get divorced, but then all in the divorce papers, it's about infidelity. So, and granted, there's a variety of other things in there in terms of the verbal and emotional abuse and the way that he would treat her and the jealousy and all this other stuff. That's in there too. Fine. But that's contradictory.
But that's trying to hold you down. Like, I feel like that's her doing him a favor, like trying to keep up with the public perception. She wasn't trying to dog him out. I don't see how that would be a problem personally. Why do you find fault in that?
I mean,
it's not, it doesn't seem like she leaked these documents. At least she's saying she didn't.
That's media games.
You think this is all media games?
I think so. I really do. Like, she's been on a tour. She's been doing interviews all over the last year plus. She's got like, what came out? So there was something that came out. Like, I have a hard time believing anything from people who are actors or musicians or in the spotlight of like public media and things like that. I really do. I just hope that they're both going to be happy after this, but they were together a long time. Like, they got multiple kids.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. I wasn't super surprised to read the details of, their divorce when they came out. I mean, they're getting divorced for a reason. Usually that stuff is super messy. We talked about, Damian Lillard, another baller, and, his details of his divorce, and things get ugly. We talk about a lot of people getting divorced. It's never like a positive situation. So it's not surprising that these details, are what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Tristan Thompson just a couple weeks ago, who was on the same championship team with Iman Shumpert. So they're championship cheaters.
Did you ever hear about Shump cheating?
There are rumors out.
There were rumors, but like, it was never like, okay.
Yeah, it came out. That's why she came out earlier this year and was like, oh, we're best friends. Like, this is never going to come between us. You don't understand. Like, Yeah. So that's why I said I felt like she was trying to protect him, but who knows, man? I wasn't surprised, but also I wouldn't be surprised if this is some other tactic when people are like fighting over a divorce and some child support and alimony, whatever assets. They try to gain leverage.
That's why I'm saying I find it hard to believe anything that she says, especially after she said one thing publicly, but then in the court documents it says the complete opposite. She is asking for temporary and permanent primary physical custody of their kids, plus joint legal custody and child support.
That's tough.
Yeah, especially when you're not in the league no more.
Yeah. Prayers, thoughts and prayers. One man who is in the league, Josh Giddey. He's in some hot water, man. Oklahoma City guard Josh Giddey is reportedly he's at risk of losing one of his sponsorships at Weebix, an Australian cereal brand. Now, he's from Australia. I think this his third year in the NBA. Yeah, people are saying that he had sexual relations with an underage girl. I think It all started with the post on social media being leaked out from a girl's like old Snapchat of her saying, "Oh, I just smashed Josh Giddey," with a picture with him in the background with no shirt.
Yeah.
That circulated.
They got mad pictures together.
Oh, really?
Mad pictures together. Yes. With captions that say like, "Yeah, I just smashed Josh Giddey," like, or him like making different TikToks and stuff like that, like talking about, when your girl is doing blah 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 blah.
But
like,
she wasn't in those TikToks, though.
No, she wasn't in the TikToks, but they had multiple pictures together, like they were in a relationship.
And he's 21. And how old is this girl? Do we know?
So the thing is, the thing that makes this whole situation weird is that they were together a year plus ago. And people are bringing it up now because she was allegedly a junior in high school at the time that they were seeing each other.
Okay.
And like 17 years old, or possibly younger. So that's what I guess the NBA is trying to figure out, what his sponsors are trying to figure out. But when I first saw this about his sponsor, I was like, how is his sponsorship deal the same amount that his NBA contract is?
No, that
$40 million.
That happens. People's sneaker deals are worth, hundreds of, when they have like their signature shoes.
True.
It's crazy that endorsement money, especially I guess for him.
For cereal?
In Australia, there's only like a handful of Australian, NBA players, so he gets more clout over there.
You're probably right. But yeah, it doesn't look good. But
cereal is marketed to kids too, so
I didn't even make the connection. Good job.
I mean, that's why they got to think. Maybe never mind.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So what? He was 20 and she was 17 or 16. Is that what they're saying? I can't do the math.
That's what they're trying to figure out. That is what they're trying to figure out. I mean, he got asked about the allegations. He just said, "Yeah, I understand the question. No comment."
I don't know.
And when his coach was asked about it, he was like, "Based on the information that we have, he is available to play. He will play. There's no change in status from a basketball standpoint. Still have no comment on anything else."
Damn. I will say, Miles Bridges, he played last night against the Knicks, and every time he touched the ball, he got booed mercilessly.
As he should. He beat that girl up. That was messed up.
And the Knicks beat up the Hornets. But yeah, it was crazy. I was like, damn, yo. But hey, he's back playing. So do you think that he'll get suspended? Because they said the unknown lady, her parents and her aren't cooperating with the investigation from law enforcement. So I'm not sure how that aligns with the NBA. But do you think that he'll be suspended? People have been pretty critical as well, like of the media's response to this. Like, do you think they've been too light on him? And yeah, do you think he'll be punished? Because I don't know. I feel like there's not enough info. I mean, especially, I don't know. Like, I'm not even sure who this woman is.
I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if I was her family and her, I probably wouldn't want to say nothing either. Because maybe you just don't want to get into the legal stuff of it. Maybe it was completely consensual and she has no interest in pressing charges or being cooperative with the cops. Who knows? Maybe they're still talking. I don't know. but her parents probably like, don't mess up that bag now. Wait until you turn 18. Go get him, girl. Slap her on the ass.
This is the underage girl you're talking about, allegedly.
Listen, if she was already doing it, she was already doing it. If she wasn't underage, then I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, either way.
You say you don't see nothing wrong with the little bump and grind, bro?
No, that's not what I'm saying. My whole thing with this is, dude, you're in the NBA. You can fuck whoever you want. Why do you have to go hunting around high school girls? I don't understand that. I just don't.
I don't understand. I need more details on this. I mean, I could understand if they're only a few years apart. I'm not sure the background of this. There's just not enough information.
I mean, either way, he's 21. Either way, yeah, they're only a few years apart. But still, like, find somebody your age that's legal, or that you don't have to like check their ID first to make sure. Like,
we just don't know her age, so it's hard to tell what's legal, if this was even illegal or where this happened.
Dog, he would not be getting dragged and talking about no comment if we knew for a fact she was legal. Because
we don't know, though.
But that's what I'm saying. If she was for a fact legal, they would have come out with the information and just said, no, she was legal. She was this age. We met from this time to this time, and that's it. And this would be done. But they haven't wanted to say shit about it. OKC hasn't said nothing. Everybody's saying like, oh, they knew last year when he was fucking around with her, and they didn't do anything about it. Like, it's nastiness.
Yeah, I'll need more information too, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to get suspended for this. I feel like he would have already been suspended or something would have came out already.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, because God forbid you have Ja Morant with a gun, he gets suspended immediately.
Bro, these are different things, man. Apples and oranges.
Which do you think is worse, somebody having a gun or somebody fucking an underage kid?
Don't ask me that question, man.
No, I'm going to ask you that because you said it's very different. Yeah, it's different, but I don't know. I think one is worse than the other.
Listen, they're doing an investigation. Nothing has been proven. Ja Morant went out of his way to flash a gun on Instagram Live after he was already
he went out of his way to
be. But that would be like this guy getting.
He was on Instagram. He was on Snapchat.
No, this is something that got put out with no context. If he got suspended for doing something like this and then did the same thing again, then that would be comparable. I don't have enough information to say which is worse. That's why I'm saying that they're two totally different situations. But I don't know. People have been critical. You mentioned Dez Bryant getting upset at Malika Andrews.
Mm-hmm. And Dez killed her. He went off. He snapped on her because if anybody remembers, Malika Andrews, she went on, and she's had no issues in the past when it comes to talking about Ja Morant, when it comes to Brandon Miller, any of these young men that are put in the spotlight who happen to be black and have possibly negative things happen to them or they are involved in negative situations. But she went like a whole week after this story first broke with Josh Giddey. Didn't say a word. Covered all these different games. Didn't say anything. All over TV. And she had nothing to say. So Dez Bryant, he went after her and he said, you went out of your way to crucify Brandon Miller on draft day over something he didn't even do. Why haven't you said nothing about Josh Giddey? I advise you not to make this a black or white thing. After he kind of made it black or white. But and then after that, he said, your parents really raised you wrong, and just because you went to a private school don't make you better. He definitely went really personal with this. You appeal, and I know you're kind. You just a puppet. I don't know how a former or current NBA player could sit there across from you and look at you with some kind of respect. Well,
I don't understand that. That seems extremely misguided. And as a former Cowboys fan and, a big Dez Bryant fan, man, this is, just more CTE behavior.
Dez has never been afraid to say what he's thinking. But yeah, he was
emotional as fuck. Yo.
He was a little out of line with this.
I don't even think he'd be thinking, honestly. I just think he'd be reacting, and he's put his foot in his mouth before. I mean, I heard like some of the audio of her addressing this, and it didn't sound like she was saying anything crazy. I'll actually play it. I found it on Twitter.
An improper relationship with an underage girl. In a since-deleted post, an anonymous social media user claimed a girl who was seen with Giddy in videos and images, some of which include explicit captions, was a junior in high school at the time. Giddy, who's 21, he declined to comment on Friday, and despite the serious allegations, Giddy is yet to miss a game this season, and Thunder coach Mark Daigneault, he said he will continue to be in the lineup, saying, quote, just with the information we have at this point, that is the decision we've made. It's obviously a league matter at this point, and the ball is in their court on that. Now, a league spokesperson told me this morning that the NBA is still in the process of gathering information, and we will continue to update this story as the news develops.
So, I don't understand what they want her to say at this point. It's kind of ridiculous in my. I feel like people are just very sensitive to her bringing up other things in the past, and I feel like sometimes when they see a black person in the media, they expect them to be maybe a little bit more lenient to black players, and that's why him saying "don't make this a black and white thing" when he's literally making it a black and white thing just kind of tells you where he's coming from, like an emotional reaction to something where. A logical standpoint, she's just doing her job and reading the facts. And I don't feel like she's I don't know. I don't feel like there's any difference in how she reported that to anything else. It's not like she totally ignored it.
The thing that I think people first forget is that oftentimes these reporters are reading off of teleprompters. They read whatever their company puts in front of them. So that's one aspect of it. The answer to what you're saying is, this happened. This story first broke Wednesday night of last week. So a full week ago now. ESPN didn't say shit until Monday. And I think that's where people have the issue, because when it's Ja Morant, when it's Brandon Miller, when it's any of these other players, we just saw who got arrested from the Seattle Sonics over last year or something like that. And we immediately found out about it. They reported on it same day or the next day. It was all over the news.
When Sean Kemp got in a shootout.
Yeah, Sean Kemp in a shootout. So those types of things, they seem to report on it very quickly. But for essentially 5 days, ESPN had nothing to say about this Josh Giddey incident. Alleged or anything, they didn't report a single word. So that's weird.
I don't know. I don't think they had the information. I saw things on social media, but until the NBA makes a stance on it, until the reporters actually ask him a question, what do they have to say? Oh, people leaked this picture on social media. No, like, you have to, like, Ja Morant posted that stuff himself. The other examples are things that the law was involved in at the time before the news broke. So I feel like it's apples and oranges. Troy,
the law is involved in this too, though.
Now, and that's why they're talking about it. Troy, did you see anything like different in the coverage on this? Are you even aware of it or not really?
No, yeah, I was aware of it. I did see it, like, mainly just trending on Twitter. But again, it was holiday weekend. I don't really keep up with the NBA like that. And I understand, like, a lot of people's criticism against Malika Andrews. She has come at, like, black players in ways that you're kind of like, okay, that wasn't really necessary, even though, I don't know, that's a whole other issue. But in this one, I mean, what do you expect her to really say without having all the facts and information? Like, I'm kind of taking it easy until we know what the heck is going on.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's a sensible way to approach this. And also, this is Josh Giddey. Like, he's not fucking the face of the league. Like, no one's talking about this guy on every day. Like, come on. He's not on commercials in the United States like that. Like, he's not a known guy. I don't think that means
you get a pass.
He's not getting a pass. He's not going to be the top coverage just because social media is covering it, is what I'm saying. So it's not like they totally ignored it. We'll wait to get more details. But, a way bigger, way darker case happened the day after we last went live, man. Diddy got sued by Cassie, man. $30 million civil suit. All these claims. I was like, damn, I was sick. I was like, how did this not happen 2 days ago, man? I really wanted to talk about it, but because the next day it was settled, bro.
That was the quickest turnaround of all time. It was nuts. It was really, really crazy. So, Sean Diddy Combs, no longer called
Puff Daddy.
No longer called Brother Love. He in the documents, basically, she has been a longtime romantic partner, starting when she was 19 years old and he was 37 at the time. And she said that he began a pattern of control and abuse that included plying her with drugs, beating her, forcing her to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes while he filmed the encounters,
calling them freak-offs.
Yeah. In 2018, the suit says near the end of their relationship, he forced his way into her home and raped her. And Miss Ventura, Cassie's last name, she said that after years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. And then she took the money. She took the money.
How much money do you think she got out of that $30 million? You think she got all 30, more or less?
I think she got more.
More?
Or at least the 30.
Damn.
She at least got the 30. Basically, so after the settlement news came out, Diddy's lawyer came out and said, Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about the relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless, outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. And then they paid her.
They paid her super quick. I've never seen a headline of a civil suit.
24 hours.
Turned around and settled so fast, man.
He had that money ready.
They found that money, man.
They went in the backyard, started digging some shit up under the doghouse. They were like, listen, go get that $30 million and pay this bitch now.
Bro, that's insane, man.
It's nuts.
Do you believe what she was saying? Because I do. When I read those details in the lawsuit, I was like, this sounds like some Diddy shit, man. I always had questions about him. And, you know, there's been a lot of rumors about how he operates. He's always seemed a little bit evil to me. I don't know. So I wasn't surprised. Were you surprised when you read about this initially?
I wasn't surprised, but the detail that she had, it sounded like she'd been holding this for a minute. And she was waiting for a rainy day to go to the bank.
Well, she was waiting. She filed this civil suit because they had a year-long window.
Yeah.
Where they said the statute of limitations, it does not matter. They allowed people to file civil suits against sexual abuse charges, right? So I think she only had like a couple days left, and I guess they were negotiating behind the scenes for some time
for 6 months.
And she finally had to pull the trigger because he wouldn't settle it behind closed doors, which I think was really dumb because now it's open season. And before the window closed, lawsuits went out against many other people, Jamie Foxx, Jimmy Iovine, like a lot of big heavy hitters out in Hollywood got sued. And also Diddy is still suffering the consequences because he just stepped down from Revolt TV.
Yeah.
50 Cent, he's been outspoken throughout this whole this whole ordeal the last couple of weeks, and he offered to buy Revolt. Do you think he said for the low though? Do you think Diddy should sell Revolt to 50 Cent?
That would be a great sale for 50. That would be huge.
And the people, because no one watches Revolt right now. Let 50 do his programming. We saw him perform at Barclays Center. We know he puts on great shows. I think it would be a great investment.
Plus, he's still got all the power books going and shit like that. I haven't watched since the original series, but from what I hear, they've been good. And people have enjoyed him. Plus, and he's been having these issues with stars not being on TV. And I think it would be great.
And we don't know what's going on at Revolt, so
we don't at all.
And they said they're pulling Sean John out of Macy's. Who knew they were still selling it?
I've seen it in Burlington Coat Factory. I didn't know they still had it at Macy's though.
It's going to be, that's all it is, exclusive at Burlington Coat Factory now. Sean John. But yeah, now people are coming out the woodwork because his former head of security. He's saying he got all the tea, and he's threatening to speak out. He's trying to get paid too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Brother Love is going to lay low for a long time? And do you think that there's more to come for this? Because, there were no criminal charges pressed against him. But it seems like the floodgates are open, man. Where the hell does Diddy go from here?
Yeah, I don't know. Troy, just tell me next time. But the dominoes have clearly fallen. And we'll see what happens. I mean, with this whole wave of sexual abuse lawsuits, I mean, even Andrew Cuomo, Eric Adams, they're in there.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people. They said over 3,000 civil suits were filed.
3,000?
Over 3,000.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Wow. Do you think that this sparked that?
I mean, I think that... no, they're saying over the course of the year that they had the window open, over 3,000 were filed. I don't know how many were filed in like the most recent.
Yeah.
But it's nuts. They said hundreds of people collectively and separately have also sued institutions, including state prisons, jails, prominent hospitals for abuses they say were systematically ignored and hidden for decades. At least 479 suits contain charges of abuse at Rikers Island.
Oh my God, man, that's dark.
There's nasty stuff going on. There's nasty stuff, and I hope they can bring a lot of this to light. I mean, at the end of the day, the mission of the Adult Survivors Act, they said they want to allow survivors of sexual abuse the opportunity to speak their truth in court, seek redress, and be realized.
Yeah, prayers to Cassie. Hopefully she's happy after going through all that shit, all those freak offs and other things, shaving her head and physical beatdowns and rape. That sounds like hell. So,
yeah,
Hollywood's a predatory place, man. We talk about it pretty much every week, man. And, I don't know. I feel like Diddy should lay low. They showed pictures of him after the lawsuit looking real stressed, sitting outside with his hands over his head. I think he's going to lay low for a minute, but honestly, who knows, man? Who knows? Another high-profile trial has started. Young Thug, man, YSL. The trial's begun this week.
Finally.
It's been years, I feel like, since he's been locked up, since, Gunna was released, took his plea deal, put out a hit album, took a lot of criticism, but hey, he's hot in the streets, got in shape. But Thug, he's fighting for his life right now, man. And his defense team, his lawyers, and they're putting up an interesting case for him, bro.
He put on a lot of weight too.
Yeah.
The stress of eating in jail going crazy.
Too many Funyuns, man.
Yeah. So here's his lawyer, just talking a little bit about what happened.
You should not unique and say, "Oh, that's a Donovan Thomas killing that Tom." Jeffrey sings about cars all the time. He names all different cars. They just pulled out the top. Drive-by shootings. These are common themes. This is, you will learn, studio gangsters. They're in the studio. They are creating music for us to listen to.
This man is giving the worst performance of all time right now.
Or the best performance of all time. Who knows, man? We don't know.
What did he say? Pushing P is pushing positivity now.
Yeah, pushing positivity, yo. And he said, young Thug, he says to Jeffrey, Thug had a different meaning, it was his pact. If he could ever make it as a musical artist and help his family, himself, and as many others out there out of the endless cycle of hopelessness, he will be truly humbled under God.
Woo! Woo! Somebody been in the lab writing.
Who knew, yo? Thug meant truly humbled under God. I mean, I've been a Young Thug fan for a while, and you know what? That makes so much sense to me. I believe all of this. He's a studio gangster. It's all make-believe. He also talked about throwing up the blood sign, and his lawyer said, there's nothing wrong with holding up a blood sign, but that's not a blood sign. A blood sign looks like a B. He was saying, that's actually a P. Jeffrey's fingers are down. What you'll learn is that Jeffrey just released with Sergio Kitchens, a performer known as Gunna, the song that is wildly popular around the globe. It's called Pushin' P. And that P is for positivity.
Yo, there was a 15-year-old boy that testified that Young Thug was like tutoring him and took him on tours and stuff and urged him to stay away from crime and drugs. And he said that YSL means young, successful life because that's something he's created for me.
Oh my God. Young, successful life, man. Young Thug, he's a man of the people.
I love it.
Do you believe this?
Oh, that man going to jail. I hate to laugh, but that man is going to jail.
Oh my God.
This is terrible.
I gotta show, you play the yay, they end the streams.
They do. Anti-Semitism.
Yo, prayers to Young Thug. I hope he beats the case. I'm a big fan. He's one of the he's one of the most influential, hip hop artists that have come out the last decade. Yeah, it's sad, man. I know there's been a lot of drama. This is the same district that's suing Trump. So it's just like been so much drama, like with the prosecution. The judge just said, I think some of the jurors were shown on like the media camera. So he's like, no more cameras. Mm-hmm. It's just a mess. It took him so long to even get a jury put together. I don't know, man. I don't know if the lawyer's trying to angle for a mistrial. But yeah, hopefully we get some answers soon. Do you think that this will be over by the end of the year?
I don't know. The way it's going, you might be right. It might be over by the end of 2023.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I just there's so many crazy things happening. I just saw like earlier that they had to stop the trial because somebody messed up with the camera and the jurors ended up on the camera. It's like you trying to get these people killed, like or get a mistrial or something. I don't know, but there's just been so many shady things. You figure it took them 10 months just to pick the jurors and come up with the witness lists and things like that. Like, how long is this trial going to take?
Yeah, and they're, the prosecution is bringing up evidence and they're arguing over the evidence. And, they argued whether or not they could use lyrics in court. And they said, that, they ended up saying, okay, they can. But, his lawyer is saying, those lyrics are make-believe. So who knows, man? Thug is from Atlanta. The streets of Atlanta are tough. One rapper who actually started Atlanta trap rap, T.I. He's super familiar with how it gets, how tough the streets of Atlanta can get, and his son King, he's also from the streets apparently. He was on Instagram Live. I think they were at the Falcons game in Atlanta.
Yep.
And his son King Harris was on Instagram Live, and he got into a little fight with his parents.
He got into a little argument.
They said he grew up with a silver spoon.
You can't. I know you. Ain't no mystery, man. I know you though. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all?
He knows his dad.
Y'all know me. You know I stand on business.
Stands on business.
He's telling his mom he stands on business.
Why you let somebody play with me like that? Why you let him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. What is you talking about?
He put him in a chokehold, so you can't do nothing with me.
Well, you can't do nothing with me. Ain't shit you can do with me.
Bro, he put him in the Draymond chokehold.
Oh man,
his 19-year-old son was trying to flex on him.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Do you think King Harris is really from the streets like he says?
Please, listen. No, he's not from the streets like he says. He's from his grandmama's house. That's what Tiny and T.I. both said.
Bro, we saw this kid grow up on TV. Like, we saw you on TV in a mansion.
Yo, I would be so mad if I named one of my best albums after my son and then he want to talk crazy to me.
Which came first? The album or the kid? I don't know.
The kid.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess the son is 19 and the album came out in 2006.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I feel like T.I. was calling himself the king before he had the son. So
he was.
I don't think he named the album after his son. I think he was.
Either way, there's too much correlation between the two, and you're not gonna be talking to me crazy like that.
At the same time, you can't name your son king and treat him like a prince
or a princess. Because when I first saw him, I really thought that was like the aunt or somebody else on the camera. I was like, oh, yeah, he did not look like what I imagined. He looked like his mama.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like he is a spoiled kid who wants to prove himself. And when you do name your kid king, you give him some expectation.
A lot of pressure. Yeah. That's a lot of pressure. There's certain things you're not supposed to do with names. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of king, prince,
Prince? You don't like Prince, bro? He's one of the greatest artists ever. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't like juniors. I feel like that puts too much pressure. Like let people be their own person instead of having like Robert the Fourth and stuff like that. I don't know, but
I agree.
You know, it to each his own. But then you got to deal with little crazy kids like this.
Yeah,
he would have got smacked up.
He did get smacked up. Yeah. Do you think that that's going to be helpful? Do you think? I think he was mainly talking about wanting to be on his own with his music and that he actually stands on business. He has something to prove. Do you think that we'll ever hear music from this kid? And do you think he'll, like, as a rapper, do you think he'll be able to even overcome this? Because I feel like it's kind of ruined his street cred.
I mean, I think for a lot of artists' kids, it's hard. Because you get so much nepotism and stuff like that involved in any business venture or any art that you try to create, it really does make it difficult for you. So
I feel like it's easier, but everything's kind of handed to you, grow up in it. But hey, he don't feel that way.
I feel like it can be easier, but at a certain point you hit a threshold. Like at a certain point, talent is always going to beat like whatever just extra help that you get, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like both his mom's a singer, successful. His dad's a successful, performer, rapper, writer. I feel like that could be genetic as well. He might be talented, but this throwing temper tantrums in public is not going to help you in hip hop specifically. Maybe he can be emo or something. I don't know. Oh man, yeah, he is a weird looking kid too.
Yeah, that mashup between the two of their faces did not turn out that great.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like that was embarrassing. Even listening to that video, it makes me cringe. It's just like, I hate hearing like people yelling and screaming in public. It's just embarrassing. Like, keep that shit at home. I do want to shout out Ludacris because that man, he parachuted into the Falcons game and performed.
Luda's a legend, man.
On like some type of zip line or something. That shit looked awesome. Did you see that?
I saw the clips of it. And listen, Luda has been a legend in multiple games for a long time, and he's going to continue to do so. Yeah. He's got a discography that he can perform all around the world on.
Yeah. I got to say, I think he had a much better time at the game than T.I. did.
Yes, he probably did. He probably did. I mean, what do you do? Like, how do you handle this situation, though?
You handle it when they're young. And I feel like this is a product of putting your kids on TV, giving them this attention when they're young. They don't really have to work for things. I mean, I saw clips of him when he was a kid on the show, and they're on the show. He's crying on the show saying, "Oh, I want to be homeschooled." And T.I.'s like, "No, you need to go and, you're acting like a baby." And, you can see the same type of personality. But it's just like, I feel like kids need that privacy and that space to grow and develop their own identity, as you said. So I feel like this is just a product of him feeling the need to perform and be his own person because he grew up as a kid with cameras in his face. So it's just, and we talk about this generation who the first thing they want to do when they're doing something is go live and show off everything they're doing to the world, like Ja Morant. I mean, Ja Morant's only a few years older than King Harris, to believe it or not. So, it's crazy, but I don't know. I feel like this is something that's been brewing for a long time.
I'm sure
it has more to do with his upbringing than anything you can really do now. It's like you created this monster. Hopefully he can find a career in content making or his art that takes off, but it's going to be tough with this attitude.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. I don't know, man. I feel like, especially for a 19-year-old in a public setting and you having a disagreement with your parents, like, I feel like if I'm the parent, I'm just like, okay. I mean, you got to bide your time and wait till you either get in the car or get in that house, and then you got to deal with the situation.
Adrian Peterson, the situation.
Or just, sometimes you got to just put on the gloves. Like, listen, you smelling yourself a little bit? Let's go handle this in the backyard.
Oh, my God. I mean, I feel like that is what happened on Instagram Live, but thoughts and prayers to them. I thought it was funny But the video, I don't like watching shit
No,
like that.
I don't like watching it either.
Yeah.
It's not easy to raise boys though.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I just know I wasn't the easiest either.
Yeah, speak for yourself. Oh my God. But yeah, man. I know we had Cincinnati Man on here a couple months ago, talked about going to see Beyonce, Renaissance tour. I know you weren't able to go see Beyonce the Renaissance tour, but they dropped the movie, man. Renaissance film. Will you be going to see Beyonce in movie theaters? I've been meaning to ask.
I'll wait for it to drop on either Netflix or Disney. I'm good.
You know, I was thinking about this too because Taylor Swift had her movie, and if you're not like a huge fan of an artist, I would hate to go to one of these events because it's just like people are going to be standing up, singing, dancing. You're not even going to be able to hear what's going on in the movie. It's not like you're really at a concert. I can't imagine it being fun unless you're a huge fan of the person.
Dude, I already don't like going to the movie theater just because they don't clean in there. It just smells like popcorn. The floor is sticky. Like I don't like going to the movie theater. And I can just imagine going into that theater and there's like 250 Beyonce fans all dressed in their silver sequins and shit and belting every single song and crying and hugging each other and going crazy. Like, no, I can't.
Damn.
I can't.
Dan, Troy, would you ever go to like one of these movie concerts if you were a fan of the artist?
Probably not. I still haven't watched Kendrick's live Amazon thing that dropped last year. I don't really like those. Like, I like being there. If I'm at the show, that's cool, but I'm not gonna watch it from TV. I just don't get the same feel.
Really? What about like the music festivals when they stream them on there? Do you watch those?
Not really, unless it's like something amazing, like Frank Ocean or something. Like then I'll be like, okay, maybe I'll check it out. But most of the time, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. I love watching live performances.
I like putting them in background too. Like if you're doing something around the house, put them on the background. That way you can have the music going. But I will say, Beyonce looks great in that dress.
Oh, in the premiere?
Yeah, she looked great in those pictures. But
wait, that's Beyonce? I thought that was Scarlett Johansson.
that is my only problem with it. Like it seems like every year she just gets whiter and whiter.
Damn.
And I don't like it.
She's the new MJ.
I don't like that.
They're both like Virgos.
I mean, I that or she's trying to become a Kardashian. Like, listen.
Yeah, you know, people criticize the Kardashian. They say they try to look black, but I feel like everyone's just trying to look the same. It's
I know.
weird.
They're trying to find that in between ground. Like if y'all all just want to be light skinned. I get it. That's why I always say when people want to crack jokes like, "Oh, the light skin's coming back," we never left. I've been trying to tell y'all, like we've been here.
Yeah, this man can join any group in prison.
Listen, the light skins keep it up. We're gonna have our own gang in a few years. Give it like 20 years.
Oh my God.
The melding of the races is happening.
Yeah.
All that interracial porn y'all nasty fucks be watching.
Yeah, I don't know. When I saw that picture of Beyonce, I went straight to the comments. I was like, I gotta see what people are saying. You know, white people were in there saying, "Is this appropriation?" Like people were confused.
No, I thought that you were gonna be like, "Oh, they're talking about white power." Like,
yeah, they try to steal Beyonce from us. Never.
They are.
Never. They are. But yeah, she did. I think she looked good. Definitely pale, but I've said that for years. Like I felt like she was always kind of trying to look like a white woman.
No, but this is probably the worst I've ever seen it. For sure. Like, I mean, she's got blonde hair in the picture, and there's only a couple shades separating her skin in that hair.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. I think people will go to see the movie, but not as many as like Taylor Swift's movie. I wouldn't really want to go to the movies to see a concert. I thought about seeing, Kanye when he was doing Donda, those shows they were doing in theaters. I would have watched them in theaters if I had to, but when I could stream it from my TV, I'd prefer that. Yeah. So I like to stream concerts, but not out in public because people annoy me, like people's fans. I don't want people. I don't want to go to any movie or anything where people are fucking dressing up to the movie.
It's like, a cult,
to go.
Man.
Like when people were dressing up to go see Black Panther, or Barbie, I'm like, I'll wait to watch it at home because I'm just not that excited for it. I just, like this. If I'm not in tune with the vibe, then I'll just stay home because I'm not trying to ruin other people's fun. And also, I'm not going to be able to concentrate on what's going on. It's just not as fun for me.
Yeah, I get it.
I got to be equally into it to join those group things. Else, I'll just do it at home. But yeah, people look different in their pictures than they do in person. And this one New York dater, he decided to leave a review to the girl he went out with, man. This one 34-year-old New York City woman recently went out on a first date with a man she met on the dating app Hinge, only to receive an outrageous text the next morning rating her looks and commenting on her weight. She received a text the next day, and the guy said, I was expecting to date the woman from the photos. Happy to casually stay in touch until the weight is gone. And then we can see, the 45-year-old financer wrote to her.
Yo.
This man rated her face, personality, and sexual compatibility on a scale of 1 to 10, giving her personality a 10, her face a 10, and sexual compatibility a 5. But he says, they can get that up to an 8.5 with some convincing and open-mindedness, In the first 5 minutes of their date, he did tell her that he was 7 figures in debt, and that's why he wanted a woman who was financially independent. Now, 7 figures in debt.
Yo, he got the nerve to talk about weight? That shit is like a millstone around his neck. $1 million plus in debt is nuts.
He was honest though, but she was, I think she thinks that he texted her this because she really wasn't totally into him. Like she said, throughout the day, he kept telling her how beautiful she was, and he was even playing with her hair. But she didn't sleep with him, so I think he was a little bit upset at that. That's why he sent out the text. She was like, she didn't really see herself going out with him again before he sent the text. She was like, God, she doesn't care about your look, but she does care about values. And she was like, she values herself too much to respond to that text message. But what did you think about his text message to her? I mean, it sounds like this guy has a whole lot going on.
Dude, the rest of this article, it talks about how he tells her that he'd beaten cancer, and then he followed up by asking her if she'd consider a threesome. Then he said that he was talking about like how he bought all this furniture at Restoration Hardware, and then showed her like the before and after pictures of his apartment, told her how much he pays his monthly for his apartment.
Oh my God.
Then he kept telling her how beautiful she was. This is all prior to him sending that text about losing weight and playing with her hair. Like, this dude is on some other shit. And I can see why he's 45 and $1 million+ in debt and looking.
Yeah, he's looking. He's being honest. He's throwing everything at the wall. I would never talk about any of that stuff on a first date. But hey, it seems like he kept her entertained. But, I don't know. I feel like, this guy is clearly an egomaniac. I think it is good that he was so open and honest with her. So she knew what she was getting into. She wanted to decide to continue with him. I feel like he was pretty bitter, but I feel like the ratings he gave her were pretty nice. He gave her a 10 for her face and personality. I don't think anyone wants to be rated. If anyone texted me their rating of me after a date with them, I'm not responding to them either. Like, do you think that his approach works? Because I don't know, he seems pretty confident.
I don't think so. I think some people, they're just not self-aware, and at a certain point, like, you're 45 years old, the person that you are is who you're going to be unless you really make a concerted effort to change. And this does not sound like a person who wants to make a concerted effort to change.
Nah. He said if she's open-minded, they can move that to an 8.5. The sexual compatibility. I guess she wasn't into the threesome when he brought it up on the first date. I don't know.
I guess so. But, I mean, either way, she said that, for her, it wasn't going to happen. She didn't want to see him again anyway because she doesn't really care about looks. She cares about values. And clearly his values were a mismatch for her and probably most other people.
Yeah. But she obviously doesn't care about looks because her pictures are outdated. So she should update those. You should have some recent pictures on your dating profile when you're meeting up with someone. But that doesn't excuse his, rude behavior. I think she handled it well. And now she has a good story to tell. I mean, it could have ended a lot worse. I think it was good that he was so upfront with being an asshole. I do wonder. I feel like this has to work on some people, though. Those furniture pictures have to work on some girls. I don't know.
I mean, there's plenty of women that like assholes.
That's true.
So I'm sure it does work.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he's in finance, lives in New York, even if he is in debt, he's probably still making it work somehow.
Yeah.
Who knows how much money he actually makes? Like if you're that much in debt, who knows? Maybe he makes like $2 million a year.
Yeah.
And he could get right back into it in like a couple years. Like, I don't know. People in New York, they come in all shapes and sizes and all different types of bank accounts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. That text is crazy, especially him breaking it down like that. Like he clearly thinks everything is like negotiable, and he
That's
tries
finance for you though.
100%, man. That's some crazy shit. I think she dodged a bullet and got a good story from it, but people have different standards when it comes to dating.
This place they went to, Ascent Lounge in Columbus Circle. Have you heard of that?
No, I never heard of it.
I'm looking now.
Yeah.
Looks pretty nice.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it was a nice environment. He was expecting to get laid, which didn't work out for him.
Shit, I might have to go here. I don't usually go up to that Columbus Circle area too much to go out, but got some nice shit over there.
Yeah, let us know how it is, man.
Oh, no, this is $3 signs. That's a nice date night.
Yeah, man. He works in finance. He has his standards that he made clear.
Mm-hmm.
This truck driver called into a radio show, and he had his own set of standards, man. This guy Jason.
Oh man, this is a really really funny story. I tried to find the video for this on the who is it, Jackie O and somebody else on their show, but I could not find it. I was upset.
Damn. Yeah, because there were some good quotes, man.
Yeah.
But this truck driver, they were asking him his standards for dating, and he says, I'm not interested in a girl with a high body count that is proud of it, he explained.
Mm-hmm.
He then revealed that he is a man with standards and that he hates although he hates brothels, he does like, getting a massage and getting a rub and tug here and there. He explained that it's one of his favorite things and that he doesn't see anything sexual about getting a rub and tug. Naturally, this comment makes zero sense, they said in the article, but let's not dwell on that. He says it's just a job to them, like an extra service. He also explained that although he didn't want his female partner swearing, he was partial to saying a few naughty words. He says, I'm a truck driver. We're all professional swearers. At this point, all the women who were calling in had hung up. They were disgusted by him. But one lady named Kate, she said she was attracted to his honesty. So there are women out there who like this, man. What did you agree with some of his standards? How do you feel about Jason?
Listen, I mean, the guy is a pure comedian. Before he even got into some of this stuff, he let him know right off the bat. He was like, listen, I've cheated on the mother of my child before we get started. So I just want to make that clear. And then he went on to talk about some of this stuff. He talked to two women, and likely because, they didn't like his standards and his way of viewing a relationship with women, about like the number of sexual partners and their weight and how they're judged and stuff. They got off the phone and he was like, well, we've weeded out 2 tarts, so that's good.
2 tarts. Damn.
No, this guy is different. This guy is really different. I'm so upset I couldn't find the video. But I mean, listen, for the high body count thing, I think at a certain point, I think I've talked about this before. I don't even ask. Like, I don't want to know. I really don't. Because if I find out and it's a high number, then that's like, it's an immediate turnoff. But at the same time, I don't want a number too low because it's like, what are you able to do? What do you have? Name your qualifications.
Show me your resume. Show me the Carfax.
Exactly. We got to do a practice run first before you get drafted. Like, it's just you.
I mean, you always got to do a practice run, at least for me. But yeah, I understand what he said. Like, you know, he says, I'm not interested in a girl with a high body count that is proud of it. So I think the proud of it part is what stood out for me because I agree with that. Although I don't ever bring that up. That's just something I would never talk about. I have had multiple partners of mine tell me, you know, their body count. You know, it's always, when they tell me, it's always very low. And I believe them because it's not like I ask. But, you know, J. Cole gave us a math on that.
He did.
But personally, you know, him talking about not liking brothels, but getting rub and tugs, I think him being honest is a good quality because, hey, he's putting all his cards out on the table, even if he contradicts himself. But I like a woman who curses, personally. I'm from Jersey. I feel like Jersey girls curse a lot. You know, I'd like to know that you can go that far. I curse a lot in my personal life. That's actually a turn on for me in certain situations. Not like, I don't want anyone who, you know.
Situational. Yeah. I mean, it's been scientifically proven that if you curse in the workplace, you're viewed as more reliable. But I think with the cursing thing, I'm okay with it around me as long as you can curse appropriately, if that makes sense.
What does that mean? Give an example.
You can't curse weird. Like, there's people that don't know how to curse.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't even like give you an example because I don't think that I curse weird, but I don't know. Yeah. The other thing is, like, I don't really like cursing around kids.
See, I'm not aware. I'm not around kids enough, so I find myself cursing in bad
I've done it before too, and then I catch myself like, oh. But
get out of here, you little fucker! Like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, that no. But if a kid is playing around right now while we're recording and I'm cursing, I'm gonna be like, oh snap, my bad.
I'm gonna be like, get the fuck out of here, kid. You're not supposed to be here.
Hey, I heard a little Jersey accent come out there too.
Yo, Troy, what did you take by this? Like, do you agree, disagree with Jason's standards?
No, Jason, he's very entertaining, and I do like his honesty, but I don't agree with, I don't think, anything he says. He's wild.
Yeah, he's definitely
a truck driver.
Yeah.
They're culturally different. You know, they be out on the roads. You know, you know what they call the prostitutes out on the truck stops?
No.
They're called lot lizards.
Oh, yes. I have heard that before.
Yeah, it's a different lifestyle.
They definitely call them that in, like, Australia, too.
Oh, yeah? Oh, shit, man. You bringing up the lot lizard in Australia? Because we talked about this girl, you know? This Australian woman, Annie Knight, she's 26.
Oh, my God.
She's a young lady we discussed a few weeks ago who had sex with 300 people in 1 year. That's men and women, you know?
Yes.
300
just bodies.
Yes. We talk about body count, and this woman, she has a lot. So she has a new goal for the next year, and her new goal is
500.
1,000. Oh,
run it up
for sure. No, man, you guessed wrong, because her new goal is she wants to go on one date per week for 12 months.
Oh, wow. So she wants to cut her numbers by like a lot.
You know, you would think that, right?
52.
But, you know, the blonde who said that she's been single for 3 years admitted that she's inexperienced when it comes to courting potential partners and wants to expand upon her skills outside of the bedroom. I've never had much of a dating life, she says. I used to go on about 3 dates a year, so this is what I want to do now.
Yo, these numbers, some just don't add up here. Like, I would love to know the number of minutes that she spends actually communicating with somebody before she has sex with them. I would love to know the average time. I feel like it's definitely no more than like 17 minutes.
Bro, it can't be. Like, yeah, if you have sex with 300 people per year, but
you've only been on 3 dates,
that's 1%. You're dating 1% of the people you're fucking.
1 in every 100 people has fed her a meal before fucking her. That's nuts.
Bro, 99% of the people she fucks, she's not gone out on a date with. That's just the numbers that she's providing. So, she wants to go out.
I feel like we're judging her really harshly.
I don't think we're judging her. I think we're just doing the math.
We're doing the math.
I don't think
just basic arithmetic over here.
I don't think there's a judgment. We're just putting it into context of the numbers that she gave based upon her goals. So she's experienced fucking, but not dating. So it seems like she has things a bit backwards. But hey, she wants to go out on 1 date per week. And she's going to be updating people on TikTok. How would you feel like being one of the daters, knowing her other goals in the past? Would you expect to have sex with someone who has makes the content, who only slept with people in the past, or would you actually take it serious? Because I'll answer the question first. Because for me, if I know I'm in some type of experiment, you're just dating one person per week, I'm expecting to smash. Like, I want to be one of these 300 people. If I'm a part of this TikTok content, I don't know. Would you think differently?
I would probably assume the same, but at the same time, if I'm actually one of the few unlucky people that showed up to a date with her, I'm probably leaving that date early. Like, if we have a conversation and she's as upfront as she says, because she hates liars and catfishes and all this kind of stuff, and she tells me, listen, I'm really trying to date one person a week and get to know people this year. Last year I had sex with 300 people, so I want to change my life. I'm going to be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. Tell me more. I'll listen for a few minutes, and I got to go to the bathroom, order my next drink, and I'm not coming back.
Damn, you order a drink for her to pay for and leave?
Yes.
Why that extra?
Learn what dating is like.
That is crazy.
No,
oh my God.
Listen, there's no way I'm staying. I don't want to be around somebody like that.
Damn.
That's crazy.
She's doing this for content. Just like she makes content online for OnlyFans. That's why, a lot of people she had sex with was a part of the content. So I'm like, where does she have time?
Dog, she is a whore. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, that's just who she is at this point. Now, if she makes a complete lifestyle change, then maybe that won't be true in like 3 years. But
I don't think she is. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like she's just making more content.
Dude,
because
maybe
they wrote another article about this girl. I mean,
this is like their third article.
Yeah, she's a favorite. I don't know.
Oh, she's also been on that same show, the Kyle and Jackie O show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe she'll hook up with the
They've done some weird things on this show. I was looking them up. They've had people on there naked. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, they do weird stuff in Australia.
Is this an Australian?
Yes.
Australian show? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look for more stuff they're doing. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, good luck to her. It is a big shift to go outside of the bedroom, outside her comfort zone. So hopefully she's successful.
Imagine you have sex with her and that shit is whack. I'm roasting her. Like, I'm making a TikTok in response. Like, I want a New York Post article. Like, I'm killing her if we have sex and it's not the best sex I've ever had.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, she's had a lot of experience, but who knows? When you go through that many people, it's hard to build chemistry. Hard
to build chemistry. Like, do you really take time to like learn somebody's body, like, or your own body? Like, yeah. I don't.
That pH balance has to be off. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to imagine. But it seems like your tactic to leave her with the bill and shame her.
Dog, she's polluting the world by herself.
She's polluting the world.
All the condoms she's been through. That's a lot of plastic.
Oh my God.
That's so much latex. And you know how long it takes plastic to decompose?
Okay, Captain Planet, relax. This motherfucker talking about recycle. You don't even recycle.
I don't.
You're funny. Yo, but yeah, you talk about leaving her with the bill and shaming her. This one girl, she has a new tactic to shame men who want to split the bill on a first date. Now, we talked about this at length. We've seen multiple TikToks of people discussing, the bill at the first date, people pulling out their phones, but she has a new hack.
Yeah, she does. I like it. Let's take a listen and see how it goes.
Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed right now. Wait, you wanted to just be friends? I'm so confused. This whole entire time I thought this was a date. Oh my God. Okay, I'm so sorry. Here's my card.
Damn.
What do you think? Would that work on you? Would you like change your mind and be like, okay, I'll pay?
No, like honestly, if it's at that point, I'd be like, oh shit, you're right. We are just friends. Like if I'm trying to split the bill on a first date, it's because I'm not that into the person. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care the outcome. I usually think if I'm on a first date and I'm interested, I'm gonna offer to pay. I've had girls refuse for me to pay, like going out for coffee, be like, oh no. I'm like, all right.
See, that's when you gotta flip. Yeah, that's when you gotta flip it on them. Be like, oh, I didn't realize we were just out as friends. I thought this was a date. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Here's my card.
Honestly, at that point for me, it's just like, no, like I never like putting bad vibes out there personally. So I'm never trying to be petty or have any expectations. You know what I mean? So if someone treated me like this, I would not appreciate it. But also, I don't put myself in a place where I'm trying to split the bill on a first date. I don't know, man. How about you?
I mean, honestly, I think that's some slick shit. I think I like it. I like her way of handling the situation. Obviously, I haven't dated in a long time, so I don't even know what I would be doing anymore. But in my current tax bracket, I would hope that on a first date I'm paying. But yeah, this would probably, if I had interest in her, and I feel the same way you're saying. Like if I had interest, I would not be like, oh, let's split it. I would be like, I got this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Like if I'm already agreeing to split it, you doing that's not going to change my mind or really shame me. I'd be like, all right, let's be friends. I don't know, Troy. What did you take from this tactic?
I think it's pretty funny. Again, I don't know if it would work on me because again, like kind of like you guys said, at that point, I kind of be like, all right, yeah, it is what it is. But most of the time, like when I was dating, I would pay. I would pay, especially at least for the first date. Maybe like down the line or something, you can split or she can treat or something. But at least for the first few dates, I would pay. So
yeah. Well,
I would love to know how old she is.
Yeah,
because I'm wondering if this is like a age specific sort of thing where maybe she's in like the 20 to 25 range and people are trying to split it, or not. She looks 20 to 25.
What would you do? I mean, outside of the first date, let's say it's the third date and someone does this, like, would it make you change your mind?
Probably.
Yeah.
If it's the third date and I'm still trying to like continue to see this person, I'd be like, oh, my bad. That's not the message I'm trying to send to you. I just figured, we've been dating for a little while. Maybe we want to split it, but it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't know if I told the story. I was out with this girl and, I think I did. I don't know. I don't know what I told him when I didn't. But we were out. It was like the third time we went out and I had like paid for everything every time. And, this is the time when this girl told me, she's like, oh, do you want me to get us drinks? And I'm like, sure. We go to the bar. And
I think you told me this. I don't know if you said it on the live.
I don't think I did. So we were out and so I had been buying drinks. I had got us drinks when we got to the place. And this is the third time we went out. So I was like, I was good because like, honestly, I had driven into the city. I wasn't drinking that much anyway. So I wasn't planning on getting any. I was like, I'll have one drink when I get there. I'll sip water the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So I was chilling. So she's like, oh, do you want to get us drinks? And I'm like, sure. Okay, your treat. That's fine. I was like, you want to get us drinks? And she's like, yeah. I was like, all right. So we go to the bar. She gets the bartender's attention. And I tell her, I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't even want to drink. Like, I'm good. Like, I'll just get more water, refill or whatever. So she orders her drink and the bartender gives it to her. And then she looks up at me. And he looks at her, and I look at her, and I'm like, what? I thought you were buying it. And she was like, oh, you're not going to buy it? I was like, what? You said you were going to buy it. The bartender takes the drink and he just puts it in the back. Like, he takes it away. No drink for you.
Oh man.
Yeah, we never hung out again. But for me, it's just like, come on. If you can't buy one fucking drink for yourself, and especially it's like I wouldn't even be up here if you didn't say you were calling up here. So to me, it's about communication. I could have bought the drink, but no. Like, not at this point. Like, I'm not gonna be shamed or embarrassed. If anyone should be embarrassed, it should be you.
I don't remember who initially it was that I heard that like it was in the New York City area talking about how they would use men for like free meals and drinks and all that kind of stuff. But ever since I heard that one story, I was like, there's mad women that do this. Yeah. And there are.
Gotta watch out.
Women are moochers. They cheap as hell. They broke as hell. Like, and listen, I'm not trying to put all y'all ladies in the same category, but there's a lot of y'all acting wild out here.
It sounds like that when you say women are broke and they cheap and they, oh God.
I mean,
it's the holiday season, guys. Holiday season, you know.
Be thankful for the men buying all your drinks and food and stuff.
Do you think that this tactic could be used by men? Because, you know, we only talk about, you know, in the context of women using this.
No, because we're going to get killed for all those same reasons. You broke, you don't have nothing. Like, no, we can't do it. We can't get it off.
Damn.
We can't get it off.
What do you think?
It's the society is still in that weird in-between stage where, like, we have feminism, chivalry, all this other stuff. Men are supposed to pay and provide and do all these things, but at the same time, women want to be able to do all those things that men do too.
Yeah.
So it's like there's an overlap, and it's not fluid yet.
No, it's not. It's weird. It's like people are having gender reveals, not us, and also like proclaiming their gender, like and their pronouns. It's like you know, choosing their gender. So it's like a weird. Everyone's kind of confused on who does what these days. You know, who's seeing who, what kind of relationship are you in? This one woman who, you know, she wanted to make it known that she loves her boyfriend and that she's with Kevin.
That's right.
And
ride or die.
Ride or die. You know, we talk about face tattoos. Drake got his mom's initials, you know, on his eyes. And he also got some other like slang word recently on his face too. But this one girl, didn't some girl get Drake tattooed on her forehead like back in the day?
I think so. Remember Amber Rose got that tattoo on her forehead? Like,
yeah,
I don't know why that's a thing.
The guy who tattooed Drake on the girl's forehead like had beef with Drake because he was talking shit about him like afterwards. It was like a whole thing, like 10, 15, this is all just coming back to me. But this girl, she tatted Kevin's name on her forehead, man. Oh my God! This Londoner, Anna, what's her name?
Anna Stanskovsky or something like that. She's 27 years old.
Oh God! Do you think this is real? Because a lot of people were saying it's fake, but she says it's real. You know, she says, "I know it's a little bit crazy, but I like to express my feelings." And you know, I think if you really love someone, you should be able to show it off. You know, she says, if your girlfriend doesn't want to tattoo your name on her face, you need to find yourself a new girlfriend. Do you think that this is real? This article also mentions, you know, Summer Walker getting her now ex-boyfriend Larry's name tattooed below her left eye and getting clowned on the internet for that. Because they didn't end up together. Like, do you think this is real? And also, how would you feel if someone got your name tattooed on their face?
On the face? I'm judging you. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. And especially if we're together and you got my name tattooed on your face, everybody's going to see that. So then everybody knows my name. Or they're wondering, is that his name or somebody else's? And then I'm the fool with you with somebody else's name. Like it's just no. Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. What I have seen that I think is cute in is like in the little like cursive in red or in black. It'll be like a small font and it'll be somewhere like unsuspecting where they have the person's name. I think that's okay, but that shit of getting somebody's huge name on your boob, on your shoulder, on your back, on your butt cheek, on your forehead, like those things they never work.
Mm.
They always end up having to get it covered.
Yeah.
Or get it laser removed or something. Like,
yeah, if this
is
shit,
nasty.
If this shit is real, then that's the worst tattoo I've ever seen since the Drake
K is so much bigger
tattoo.
than the EVIN. Like, it's terrible.
Bro, this shit is trash. It's not gonna age well. And yeah, she's gonna regret this the rest of her life.
It's not even centered.
He's not gonna stay with her. And she's gonna have to find another Kevin. Maybe Kevin Durant will be interested. But yeah, she has to find a new fucking Kevin to date because you can't even cover that shit. What are you?
That's such a whack name to have on your forehead too.
I know.
Like, at least make it something unique. You know how many Kevins there are in the world?
yeah, that's insane. I think this lady is mentally ill or just doing it for TikTok. When it comes to tattooing someone else's name on your body, I think if I'm getting married to someone, I'm cool with the initials like on the finger or the ring finger or something like that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but like getting someone's like full name on my body, I don't know if I'll ever do. Also, we would have to be married, not just like, oh, you're my ex, because then it's just like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But on the forehead, that's gross. Like, it's just gross placement, gross name. Not sexy at all. If someone tattooed like my name on their fucking face, I get a restraining order.
1 in every 828 people have the name Kevin in the United States.
Ew. That's gross. Yo, Troy, what did you take of this? We know you recently got tatted up. How do you feel about people getting names tattooed on them?
I'm never a fan. I don't like getting. I just think it's a bad idea because most of the times it never works. Getting people's names tatted, it's always seems to be a regret. And this one, I don't even know if it is. I'm hoping it's fake.
Yeah.
But who knows? But a funny story. This reminds me of 5 years ago. One of my friends did like something like this on like Snapchat and Instagram. He was like trying to do like some dumb social experiment, and he literally went to our friend owns a tattoo shop. And he got like a giant dick tattooed on his forearm.
Oh my God.
And like he was like, I swear it's real. I swear it's real. And we're looking, and me and my friends were like, there's no way this is real. Like, no one would do something like this. And he literally got this giant thing, pause, on his arm, and he's just like walking around with it like all week. And then a week later, he's like, yeah, no, it was fake. He went to the tattoo, he got it like fake done, and then like just washed it off. It was like just permanent marker. But I was like, that is such a dumb thing. If he would have done it now, he might be on New York Post, but he was a little too early.
Wow, he was committed to the dick. Pause. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not with that. Thoughts and prayers to this girl. Yeah, we really went. It's over 10 o'clock, man.
Look at
this
that.
Is nuts.
Time went by quick. It's because we missed each other, man.
I know.
We haven't been up here with the guys talking to the people. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe. We're on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. Don't forget the podcast on Spotify and Google Podcasts, and also YouTube Music. So, yeah, it's been fun.
It's been great.
It's went by quick. But
yeah. Follow, subscribe, like the videos, share the videos. Follow us on Spotify. I know everyone's Spotify rap came out today.
That's right. Listen, make sure you guys come out to New York. Not this weekend, but on December 9th, I believe. We will be outside. We are doing some interviews. We're going to be hitting up Santacon. So make sure you stop by, come see us if you're around. We would love to chop it up with you and talk about some fun stuff.
Hell yeah, Santacon 2023. We hitting the streets. I know you're going to have the boots with the fur. We're going to have our
I got to find the fur. I was looking for it. I can't find the fur. I might have to order some.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys. We're gonna hit the streets like we usually do, winter style.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna attempt to do a live show out in the city. So be on the lookout for episode 128. We're gonna be off next Wednesday, but we're gonna be live during the day on Saturday. We're just gonna pop up, so be aware. Up until then, we're gonna be posting content every day. We have a ton of stuff to share. So we ended the year strong. One last topic, I did want to get to this story of this one woman who was proposed to, and she told her story on TikTok, and she said it took her 10 years and over 10,000 to get over this incident. But Tiffany Lynn, she opened up about a traumatic experience with her ex, where she was head over heels in love with her ex CJ, and when he was finally proposing to her after 2 years of being together. Yeah, she was over the moon. Little did she know, just as he was set to get down on one knee and pop the big question, she would discover that he hadn't been entirely faithful to her. One day, he decided to surprise me and took me to Orlando. Ooh, fancy. For a little bit of fun at amusement parks. She continued before explaining that her ex voluntarily participated in Fear Factor Live. Shout out to Joe Rogan. A competition that tests people on their mental and physical strength in front of a live audience in Universal Studios. Approximately halfway through the show, he publicly asked Tiffany if she would marry him. But as she was holding his phone and recording his declaration, she saw a text come in that read, "Fine, go ahead and marry her. She's the safe choice for you."
Yo, how you get your heart broken and dissed at the same time,
bro? It's crazy. And then that was followed by a less than flattering critique of his most recent sexual performance. She said it took her 10 years and about 10 grand of therapy to get through this emotion. Thank God TikTok is around for her to let everybody else know. She says she's telling her story now because she wants to help others who find themselves in similar situations. Now, I don't know nobody who was ever in a situation like this, bro.
Yo, this is really crazy. I mean, first, the thing that I thought of is, are they Disney fanatics? Because we talked about those, and those are weird people. Those are definitely weird people. But that aside, he did not coordinate enough for him to have his own photographer, and that's what fucked him up, because he wanted to be cheap. That's what fucked him up. He had to tell his side piece the day of so that she would be texting him all day, stressing him the hell out. And then he gave his phone to his girl that he was trying to marry so that she could record him proposing. And oh my God. Just so many things went wrong in this scenario. And they're his fault. All of them. Yeah. Aside from the fact that he was cheating. There's so many logistical things. He could have done this in a much better way.
Listen, sir, I think you're missing the point. He was on Fear Factor Live. Fear is not a factor for this man. He took it to another level. He was like,
that's the key takeaway.
Propose to your girl and give her your phone while you're in front of an audience and while you're texting your side chick. He was trying to really win a prize no one knew existed. And for her to get this out there and try to help other people, I don't know anyone else who can relate to a story like this. But yeah, this man kind of wanted to get caught. It's kind of crazy. Planning a proposal with someone, planning a trip and fumbling like this in a crazy way when you know you're living foul.
It's nuts. Did you watch she made a part 1 and a part 2 of this?
Oh shit, no, I didn't. Were there more details?
Yeah, I didn't even get to the part 2, but in the part 2 apparently she talks about what actually happened after the actual proposal and stuff like that. But I did not get a chance to listen to that because each video was kind of long. Even the first one was a few minutes long.
Yeah, I just went through the article and the highlights. Troy, did you get a chance or no?
No, I didn't even know there was a part 2. The first one was long. I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
so, yeah, that's a lot.
Exactly.
What did you think about this, Troy?
Yeah, it's a huge fumble. I don't, that's like karma. That's literally like divine intervention. Pretty
exactly.
much. Yeah.
God was saving her.
Yeah.
He must have been a Jets fan or something.
Damn.
To fumble like this.
Shots fired. That's nuts though. I don't if you are getting engaged and you have side pieces or a roster, you don't tell them the day of.
Yeah.
I don't even think you tell them before. Because they're gonna blow that shit up.
Yeah.
You can't
Andre 3000 told us, I typed the text to a girl I used to see, you gotta text them all. But he did it right before the wedding. Yeah, you gotta block the number at least before you hand the phone over. You gotta do a lot of things, but this guy, he was on a high. He was hyped up in the Fear Factor competition, man. He's not afraid of nothing.
He was a complete idiot. That's what he was.
Yeah. No excuse for him. He ruined the whole trip.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wonder if she was able to move on. I would like to know what happened afterwards, but yeah, let us know. Maybe there are other people who've experienced something similar to that. Let us know in the comments. Has anyone ever fumbled in an extraordinary way that way? Have you ever held someone's phone and see something pop up?
Y'all got to be smarter than this.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
The one weird thing that I did think about it when she was telling the story, though, she said this was 10 years ago. And I'm flashing back, 2013. She's lucky that there were like handheld touchscreen phones in 2013. Because I was starting to think like, does this add up right? Or is she just making up stories?
And to put a number on the therapy is just weird to me. 10 grand of therapy over 10 years. Like, you really must be traumatized, but I'm sure you kept the ring after all that. I would hope.
But I don't even know about keeping the ring. Like, if I'm leaving somebody that proposed to me, why do I want to keep the ring? Other than to try to like sell it. Like, I wouldn't want to keep it as like, I'm not going to wear it. I don't want to keepsake of like this failed relationship. I feel like that would be weird. Like, typically when a relationship ends, you give the person their stuff back. And sometimes you give them some shit back that they got you.
Gifts? I don't think you give gifts back, but it's dependent on the situation.
Yeah, it depends, but
I would never give no gifts back. You gave me a gift, that's mine.
Well, yeah, I feel the same way, but
or it's going in the garbage, but you not getting it back.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. You know, thank you for everybody for joining today. We went through so much. We still have some leftover stuff, but you know, we have a lot more to wrap up the year.
Yes,
you know, we're gonna go through our favorite concerts of the year. You know, we're gonna think of some highlights in a year in review. You know, we got Santacon next week. We got a lot of fun things ahead.
We really
I'm excited.
We really do. I feel like so much has happened over the course of this year. It's been crazy.
Bro, going back in the old topic list or the old lives, like we covered so much shit. And I think Jonathan Majors' trial starts up soon. So when we come back in a couple weeks, you know, we have some updates on Trump, Thug, Jonathan Majors. I have a feeling that we're going to have some closure to end the year. We'll see.
Or a whole bunch of open doors.
Yes. Speaking of, Shannon Sharpe said he would have Meg Thee Stallion open like saloon doors. Wide open. That man was wilding out.
2:45. That's crazy.
Oh, man. He had me checking my watch in disgust. But shout out to you guys.
I'm going to save that one. That's a good line.
I'm going to keep that to myself. Oh, my God. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining. We'll be back in a couple weeks. And yeah, peace.